So at the end of my previous video, which you guys should go watch if you haven't already, thank you guys so much for the support, I mentioned that there was this list that Sakurai was given in order to pick the next DLC characters for Smash Bros. Ultimate. This list is coming from someone who deems that they have a friend that is working in Bandai Namco, which, I mean, it's kind of like that whole I have someone working for Nintendo kind of deal, but he does say that there were 40 or so characters that were on this list for him to pick. I just want to say once again, to clear this out, this could be false. This could easily be someone looking at the ballot or the most requested characters for Smash Brothers and just putting it in a list and saying this. Once again, I think it's extremely fun to go over these things and think of the what if scenarios if these things actually are true. And who knows, maybe in the future we will find out that this was true and employees in the future find like this supposed list and puts it on the internet by that point. But like I said, I'm going to cover the 40 characters really quickly, like in a speed run kind of way. And I'm also going to kind of categorize them as to whether they got in the game yet, they're Nintendo characters, things like that. So I'm going to speed run these real quick, and then we're going to talk about some interesting characters in my opinion that kind of overlap with current existing characters and where some deals might have fallen through, or a character was apparently better suited to get into Smash Brothers either for PR reasons or just fitting Smash in general better. Okay, so for characters that actually are in Smash Brothers starting at the first DLC, we have Joker, Banjo, Hero, which is called Luminary and Erdrick, interestingly enough, Terry, and Byleth. Going forward, we have the second DLC, which only has Sephiroth and Steve in here and doesn't mention anything about ARMS or Min Min as a whole. So keep this in mind because we will be coming back to why Min Min might not be mentioned here if this is true. Now going over from the previous leak, we also do have Ryu Hayabusa, Doomslayer, and Rayman on this list, so they could somehow connect. If that leak is true, then maybe it gives this one credibility. Next up are the Nintendo characters or the first party reps, and I have Bandana Waddle Dee, Captain Toad, Jibanyan, Lana, Linkle, Laura, Porky, and Rex, which is also interesting because he said that it was too late to consider him for the game, yet Min Min was put in the game and other characters on this list were put in the game, so apparently then all of these characters were too late. But once again, this is apparently the characters that he chose personally, so then that kind of just means that Sakurai chose to put in Byleth over Rex. That's not me. That's just going off this leak. If that's true, that's what happened, okay? Hey guys, this is post-editing slime here, and I forgot to add the category of fan favorites that was on this leak. And these include Amaterasu, Crash, Chrono, Lara Croft, Leon S. Kennedy, Lloyd, Monster Hunter, Phoenix Wright, Professor Layton, Shantae, Sora, and Spyro. This next category is kind of like a miscellaneous one because I didn't know how to properly put them into their own categories. So starting this list off, I have Bill Reiser, Quote, Terra, and Yuri, and lastly there's Arthur, which to me there's two things that this could be. One, which is the one I don't think it is Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption, and two, it could be Arthur from Ghosts and Goblins, which I think is more likely and would be more of a retro style character and not a character from Red Dead Redemption or representing Rockstar. If you guys know any other Arthur characters, feel free to let me know because honestly I have no clue. After researching, these are the two that I think are the most likely, and I think it is Ghosts and Goblins, but like I said, please let me know if you know another Arthur and we could talk about it in the comment section below. Before I get to this last set of characters, I want to go back to Min Min really quickly and talk about why she might not be on this list and other characters were, and why that should lead us to believe that this leak could still be potentially real and not fake just because it doesn't have Min Min here. So from what I've heard, and what makes a lot of sense to me, is that Min Min and an ARMS character was already being negotiated in Nintendo outside of the DLC pass, and is why we have 6 characters in the second fighter pass opposed to 5 in the first one. The logic behind this is that we got Springman as our assist trophy when the game was being released, and we also got revealed the Ribbon Girl Mii costume, and if that's true in the boxing setting that Ken and Incineroar were in, then it would make sense that Min Min would be in that presentation, in that cinematic, and be shown off that way and be released with her fellow ARM companion. To me, that makes a lot of sense, but like I said, take that as you will, and if you guys have any theories or have anything that you guys can show evidence for that not being true, then go ahead and post in the comments, because honestly, I'm learning a lot from you guys in the comment section. Outside from that tangent, I wanted to go over these characters last because I think they're the most conflicting, and they show a lot more as to why they weren't chosen to be in Smash Brothers over their counterpart. This list includes Chun-Li, Heihachi, Ezio, Flynn, and Yu. Now for Chun-Li, I think that one's extremely interesting to see because you have Ryu and Ken, who was added in Smash Bros. Ultimate, and you have this third fighter that wasn't incorporated into Smash Bros. Ultimate at all. And this is either because they wanted to have 3 reps into Smash Bros. Ultimate and have Ken ultimately be just an echo of Ryu, or they were planning to use Chun-Li at first and make her a brand new character with entirely new movesets, but decided to go with Ken because of the lack of time that they had in creating Smash Bros. Ultimate, so that's why he was ultimately deemed an echo, but not because of his unique properties. Following that logic, we have 2 being Heihachi and Ezio, which were being planned to be into Smash Bros. Ultimate if this list is correct, but we got them as Mii Fighter costumes, but in the likes of Ezio, instead we got Altair. If this were true, then that means Ubisoft and Nintendo were working a lot more close together, and that means that Altair and the Rabbids being negotiated could have lined up with Ezio being announced for Smash Bros. And to fill up the spot of having more Assassin's Creed content in Smash Bros. Ultimate. So perhaps when this deal fell through, they still decided to add a character, and instead of using Ezio because that's who they plan to use as an actual character, they opted in for using his counterpart Altair. Now for Heihachi, that means he was considered, but Nintendo just decided to port over his old costume once that negotiation fell through, or Sakurai didn't feel like adding Heihachi in the game was as important as other characters or as PR, etc. The most interesting characters to me here is Flynn and Yu. Flynn from SMT4 and Yu from Persona 4. My curiosity behind this is as to why they were more reluctant in adding in Joker and pushing him for PR for P5R, P5S, and his fighting game and the dancing game, and just in general the Persona series, and why they would have opted in for Flynn or Yu. Personally, I have never played SMT4, and I don't know the character of Flynn that well, so I can't give my own opinions on the character or the game that he originates from, but perhaps this would have lined up more to show the announcement for SMT5, which is coming out for the Nintendo Switch and was one of the first games announced for the Nintendo Switch, and it's been years since we heard about this game until this year when they announced the remake for SMT3. And then for Yu, if you guys don't know this because of Persona 5, Yu was a pretty big staple for Atlus for many years and was the main marketing and Persona guy at that time. Joker has easily taken that spot, but back then Yu was pretty much the ideal Persona protagonist. Persona 4 released when Atlus decided to go for a mainstream audience and decided to start pumping out a lot of side games. This resulted in the dancing game, the fighting game, and P4G, as well as the Nintendo DS game PQ. For this reason, if this list was made older than Persona 5R's conception, then it made a lot of sense that Yu was the prime candidate to think of when it comes to a spin-off game and to represent Persona as a whole. Ultimately though, as we know, Atlus did decide to go with Joker, and I think it was the right call, especially for marketing all the P5 games that are coming with him and for instilling basically another but bigger generation of what Yu and Persona 4 had for the series at the time. For me personally, not seeing Master Chief on this list kind of hurts to see that he wasn't even considered for this game. That is if this leak is real. With that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Let me know in the comments below which of the 40 characters you would have liked to see personally get added into Smash Brothers instead of maybe the ones we have now or the future ones. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and if you're watching this at night, then best of luck tomorrow. I know you got this. I'll see you guys next time.